Hello?
Lauren, are you there and ready?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, perfect. Mr. Segura.
Hello, Judge. I'm here. I don't know what happened to my camera, but I'm sitting in front of it.
All I see is your background.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. We'll start. We're on the record in 23 CCR 233484, State of Texas versus Patricia Chavez. Mr. Segura, give me an update on the case.
Yes, Judge. She's been approved to screen for DWI court. I've requested an employment. We're waiting for Miss Avery to get back to us.
She's been approved for DWI court or approved to be screened for DWI
Approved to
court?
be screened.
Okay. All right, next setting is April 2nd, which should be more than enough time for you to have an answer on DWI court.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you for
Thank
the update. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Chiata, are you there? Anybody filling in for Ralph?
He has not emailed me otherwise, Judge.
Can you hear me now, Judge?
Oh, I can hear you. I just can't see you.
And yeah, start video. There we go. We're trying. We're in there.
We're trying to get Ralph working. Webcam.
Is it covered up? It's the lens, is the camera covered up?
No,
No, I don't believe so, Judge.
it's not, Judge.
I guess I'm in incognito mode.
Is your client with you?
Both my clients are, Judge. Yeah, here's ours here. I can hear him.
Ralph, who is your other client?
Judge, let me check my phone.
You've got Rangel and who else?
Let me see, Judge. Hold on one second. Laisla Mejia Vanegas.
Don't
I'm pretty
have
sure
it.
that case pled a while ago.
Okay, they have it on my calendar still.
Probably why it's not on my docket. All right,
Okay.
let's proceed on Rangel. We're gonna need our interpreter.
Let me
Good
bring
afternoon, Your Honor.
let me bring him in right now.
Okay,
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
good afternoon. Is the camera not working in there, Sarah?
It's not.
Send this up here. My client is in the room, Judge.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're on the record in 23 CCR 233416, stated Texas versus Miguel Estrada Rangel.
Muy bien, vamos a comenzar. Estamos en la causa 23 CCR 233416, la Fiscalía de Texas versus Miguel Estrada Rangel.
Mr. Gonzalez, what I'd like is for you to give me an update on this case, on where we stand, but please pause, excuse me, for interpretation.
Señor
Judge, I believe-
González, le voy a pedir que nos dé una actualización acerca de dónde estamos en este caso, pero le voy a pedir que haga pausas para la interpretación.
Judge, I believe that we have received all discovery at this time.
Juez, creo que hemos recibido todas las exhibición de documentos en ese momento.
I would like the prosecutor to again repeat the plea offer in this case in front of my client here.
Me gustaría que el fiscal o la fiscalía repita la oferta de declaración de culpabilidad con mi cliente presente aquí.
Judge, would you like me to do so?
Proceed.
Proceda.
The state's
Hey.
offer, as previously relayed, is 18 months probation,
La oferta de la fiscalía, como se mencionó anteriormente, son 18 meses de libertad condicional,
$750 fine and court costs,
una multa de $750 por tasas judiciales,
DWI class and victim impact panel,
un panel de impacto a víctimas y de personas que conducen en estado de ebriedad,
72 hours community service restitution,
restitución de 72 horas de servicio a la comunidad,
an ignition interlock, and a $50 donation.
un dispositivo interlock y $50 de donación,
Or 45 days jail with 2 days credit.
o 45 días en la cárcel con crédito por 2 días.
¿Entendió usted eso? Okay. If I may have a minute, Judge. ¿Usted qué quiere hacer? ¿Quiere declararse culpable? ¿Quiere pelear la causa? ¿Qué quiere hacer usted?
What would you like to do? Would you like to plead guilty? Would you like to
Well,
fight for your...
Hold on, Ms. Pizzaro. Are you trying to have a conversation with your client in private, Mr.
Yes,
Gonzalez?
Judge, if I may, let me try to mute this thing then.
All right, you go ahead and mute it.
Let me see if I can find, there we are. Judge, after consulting with my client, he accepts the plea offer.
Juez, después de haber consultado con mi cliente, ¿está aceptando la oferta de declaración de culpabilidad?
We'll set it for a plea date then. Sarah, give me a date.
I
Lo
have
vamos a
this.
fi-
Oh, sorry.
Lo vamos a fijar para una fecha para la audiencia de declaración de culpabilidad.
I have January 9th at 9 a.m.
Tengo el 9 de enero a las 9 de la mañana disponible.
Mr. Gonzalez?
Not a problem, Judge. I can be there. I've got other cases, but I will add this one there.
No hay
Right.
problema, juez, puede estar ahí presente ese día.
January 9th it is.
El
Thank
9
you.
de enero entonces es.
May we be excused?
Yes, you may.
Ya se
Thank
pueden
you.
retirar.
Thank you, Ms. Pizzaro.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Thank you.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year. Mr. Chiara, you there? Mr. Furlano.
Afternoon, Judge.
Mr. Furlano, you there?
Yes,
Okay. Is your client Michael Kleibert with you?
my client is Alyssa Bacala.
Well, you also have a client of Michael James Kleibert.
I was substituted in. There's another attorney on that case, Judge. He decided to hire
Figure out who the attorney is on that one.
don't have that file in front
That's
of me.
okay. We'll get it figured out. Sarah will get it figured out quickly.
Okay.
All right, let's go to your client then, Bacala. Let me find him. It's your client with you.
I tried to reach her earlier today and only got her voicemail. When I talked to her last week, she was aware of this and had the information to log on.
She is not in the Zoom waiting room. Do I have a motion from the state?
State moves for bond forfeiture, Judge.
Bailiff, if you would call the name. Jared, once you've called the name, if you would come into the attorney-client meeting room and let me know the time.
$244, Judge.
And Judge, state would request new bond be set at $3,000 with all current conditions remaining in place.
Granted. All right, Mr. Fulano. Just file a motion if you are ever able to locate your client to reinstate.
I will do so, Judge.
Very good. You're free to go.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
Judge, I don't see a motion to sub on either of Michael Keybert's cases.
Judge, I believe in talking to ADA Scoville, he mentioned something about Frank Yavarino being the new counsel on there, but similarly, whenever I looked on Odyssey, I didn't see any motion to substitute or anything like that.
That's correct, Judge. I had requested the attorney who was substituting in to please get me a motion so I could sign off on it. He never did.
And I see that he signed the discovery compliance order. The 3914J discovery compliance acknowledgement. Okay. We'll see if we can't locate Mr. Yavarino. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Free to go.
Appreciate it.
Hunter, you there?
I am, Judge. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. I do not see myself on your screen, though. All right. I'm there. Had some trouble getting on, Judge. I don't know what's going on.
I saw you were logged on twice at one point.
Yes. Oh, and I can hear you on the YouTube now. I should be there now, Judge.
You're here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can, Judge. Can you all hear me?
Yes. All right. We're on the record in 22 CCR 229659, State of Texas versus Yoon Tao. Mr. Hunter, you'd give me an update.
Your Honor, they've stated it's complied. Mr. Scoville has given me an offer. I need to communicate that with my client, and we're going forward.
Okay. All right. Your next setting will be the pretrial conference on March 28th. Just a reminder, that is an in-person docket.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. If you need a plea date, just contact Sarah.
Thank you, Judge.
You and your client are free to go. Thank you for the update.
See you Thursday morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. If you need a plea date, just contact Sarah. Thank you, Judge. Mr. Stevens, are you there? For Stevens, can you hear me? Move on to the next case. Mr. Cardenas, why don't you go to the attorney-client meeting room?
Do you want to go to 18 or 19, Judge?
Well, considering Chelsea Hall is not here, I went to 19.
Her last name's Martin now.
Right. Well, Mr. Cardenas, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Your Honor.
All right. Is your client with you?
Yes, he is, Your Honor. He's with me right now. He's seated to my right.
All right. We're on the record in 23 CCR 231784, State of Texas versus Reginald Kimball. Mr. Stevens, Mr. Cardenas, why don't you give me an update?
Yes, I've been in communication with ADA O'Brien, and I believe we have an agreement in this case. I think it just needs to be set for a plea. I've communicated it to my client. He's in agreement.
All right. How about January 9th at 9 a.m.?
For January what, Your Honor?
9th?
Does that work for you, sir? Is that a Friday? Is that a Tuesday or a Friday?
It's a Tuesday.
Does that work? All right. My client is in agreement. January 9th at 9 a.m. will work. We'll be there.
All right. Very good. We'll see you then.
We'll be excused. We can be
Yes,
excused.
you may. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Bye-bye. Yes, sir. Right now.
Listen, over there, work.
Well, but it'll be over though.
Yeah.
It'll be done.
So that's good.
It's Martin. All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 231868, stated Texas versus Babakar Sek. Ms. Martin, if you give me an update on the case.
Yes, Your Honor. Retail theft diversion program has been offered. He has accepted. So we just.
I'm sorry, Ms. Martin, you're going to have to get closer to your phone or something.
Okay,
Barely hear you.
Is
Barely.
that clear? And I'm sorry, it's this music. Hold on one moment. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, yes. So the retail theft diversion program has been offered. He has accepted that. We just need to get the documentation.
Okay. Let's see. The next court date is his pretrial conference on March 28th. Hopefully he is entered into the program by then.
Yes, we'll definitely have it done before then.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for the update. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you. Happy New Year. Have a good one.
Happy New Year. We're going to try Mr. Stevens again. Mr. Stevens, are you there?
I'm here, Judge. I couldn't log in. How are you?
I'm very good. All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 231898 900 and 905. State of Texas versus Giovanni Plunkett. Mr. Stevens, why don't you give me an update?
Judge, I have all discovery. I think I just need to meet with the state one more time to work out the details of a resolution.
Okay. Well, your next court date is March 28th. It's a pre-trial conference. It's in person, as a reminder. Hopefully, if you need a plea docket before then, just contact Sarah. She'll give you a date. But hopefully you can have it resolved by then.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.
All right, you and your client are free to go.
Thank you. Have a happy New Year, Judge.
Happy New Year. All right, we are on the record in 23 CCR 232038, State of Texas versus Gendry Aguilon. Ms. Saylor, good morning or good afternoon, excuse me. Could you give me an update on the case?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Yes, there hasn't been a whole lot of movement on this case. A large part of that has been because there's been an active CPS case that's been pending, that's been kind of serving the purpose of addressing a lot of issues in terms of parental counseling and things of that nature, that are hopefully addressing some of the ongoing concerns that the state has. There is a companion felony matter as well. Just for Your Honor's recollection, I know that we've discussed that. So the case is still moving. I don't know if we have an official offer on the felony. I don't believe we've received one at this time yet.
State, are you going to give her an offer?
Judge, I still need to follow up with the felony prosecutor, who was on the companion case before giving, or tendering an official offer, but I plan to have that done very soon. It's been kind of back and forth on a couple of aspects, but I plan to have her one soon, Judge.
Pretrial's March 28th.
Yes, Judge.
Let's try to get them an offer well before then.
Yes, Judge, will do.
Okay, just a reminder that pretrial conference on March 28th will be in person.
Thank you, Your Honor.
See you then. Thank you, Ms. Saylor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Venza, you there?
I am here, Judge. Sorry, I'm trying to turn my video on. There we go. Happy New Year, Your Honor. Nice to see you.
Happy New Year. We're on the
Thank
record.
you.
22 CCR 229848, State of Texas versus Ryan Switzer. Mr. Venza, if you would give me an update on this matter.
Your Honor, there's a new plea offer as of this morning. I've communicated with my client about it. I understand that we've got pretrial and of course trial coming up. I anticipate hopefully having this matter resolved at or by the pretrial.
Okay. All right. Well, you understand pretrial is March 28th and it is in person.
Yes, Your Honor, of course. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you for the update. You and your client are free to go. Have a
Thank
good
you, Your Honor.
one.
You too.
I don't see anybody for 23.
Okay. Move on to 24. Mr. Ashford, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, we're on the record in 22 CCR 228641, State of Texas versus Jada Nicole Lampkin. Mr. Ashford, if you give the court an update on the case.
We basically had a resolution with Mr. Scoville, but now he's no longer in your court. So we submitted the mitigation packet to Mr. O'Brien. And so we're waiting to hear from him. Mr. Scoville had already said that he didn't think it would be a problem. But like I said, we're waiting to hear from Mr. O'Brien.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes, just to follow up, I've received it, I've evaluated, I've discussed it with my chief. The next step now is I want to follow back up with the complaining witness in regards to her opinion. I know in regards to a potential figure for restitution, it's been somewhat varied. So I want to follow up with them before we have any definitive acceptance or of the PTI or the discussed terms of that PTI.
Well, I'll discuss with Mr.
Talk to
O'Brien. It's not,
Mr. O'Brien. Y'all can have a conversation outside of this. Just be aware that you've got a upcoming pretrial conference on March 28th. So try to have something figured out well before then, Mr. O'Brien, with
Yes,
your
Judge.
complaining witness.
right.
Absolutely.
But I was just going to say it's not really a PTI request. It's just a request for deferred.
Right. But still, we like to take the complaining witness's opinion into evaluation for that.
All right. Let's see. Miss Lampkin is free to go. Mr. Ashford, you've got one other client, Raymond Ybarra.
Yes.
I don't have him in the waiting room.
He was sent the link, and I haven't been able to reach him.
Is he any way related to Patrick Ybarra?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. Sarah, do you see a Raymond Ybarra?
No, sir.
And we don't have a Raymond Ybarra waiting in the courtroom anywhere, do we?
No.
State.
State moves for bond forfeiture, Judge.
Jared, if you would call the name 3 times outside, please.
Judge, no response at 301.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, new bond is set in the amount of $3,000. Let me see if there's any previous bond conditions in this case.
Does
There
not
are
appear as if there are.
There are not.
Okay.
All right, just my standard conditions are in place. All right, Mr. Ashford, you're free to go.
And
All right,
Judge,
thank-
additionally, could request a stay away condition from any and all Walmarts.
That's fine.
Thank you, Judge.
You're free to go, Mr. Ashford. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Melcher?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're on the record in 22 CCR 226359, State of Texas versus Patrick Ybarra. If you would give me an update on the case.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm coming from Mr. Davison today on this case. Basically, I just need he needs to get in touch with Mr. Ybarra. We're having some issues. So, Mr. Ybarra, if you could call my office so I can get an updated phone number and address to you. That way he can relay the offer that's on the table to you. It's kind of where we're at, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Ybarra, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. I can go ahead and do that.
You have a number to the office?
Yes, I do.
Okay, give me a call right after this.
All right, I need you to contact them immediately when we're done here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and end this status hearing, and your next court date will be in person on March 28th. That's a pretrial conference.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Y'all are free to go.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, Mr. Smith. We're on the record. Well, hold on. Let's get your client fully connected.
Yes, Judge.
There we go. We're on the record in 22 CCR 226392, State of Texas versus Steve Lee. If you would provide me a status update on the case, Counselor.
Judge, we are currently set for trial, and we are going to try this case. I believe we have 2 dates set in the future. I believe they're in April, March and April, if I'm not mistaken.
March 28th is your pretrial conference, with April 9th being your trial date.
Fantastic. And Judge, I believe I have all discovery unless state can can confirm with that. I think we're ready to go.
Very good. We'll see you on your pretrial conference. That's an in-person docket.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it. Happy New Year and have a good one.
Happy New Year. You're free to go. All right, let's move to back to the top of the docket.
Raylan Jackson is in person.
I'm sorry, Raylan Jackson.
Grayland, number 2.
Grayland, I'm sorry. Okay. Jared, if Grayland Jackson could go into the attorney-client meeting room. Mr. Ryan, you there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Judge, Mr. Jackson is here.
Thank you. We're on the record in 22 CCR 230870, State of Texas versus Grayland Jackson. Mr. Ryan, we're very casual today.
I apologize, Judge. When I got notice from the state that we were appearing by Zoom today, it saved me from sending an email. I am not well today.
Sorry to hear that.
I think my New Year resolution to eat better is my body is rejecting.
Okay. Well, give me a status update quickly and you can get back to bed.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Chapa made an offer a couple of hours ago. I've not yet had the opportunity to communicate that to my client. I assume that there'll be some further plea negotiations, but I think by our next status setting, we'll be resolving this case.
Okay. Your next status is April 2nd, so you do have some time to try to resolve this. All right. Why don't you get back in bed, Mr. Ryan? I hope you feel better. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy New Year, one and all.
Happy New Year. I don't see Miss Carter. Do we have Miss Webb here?
No.
Do I have a motion from the state?
State moves for bond forfeiture, Judge. And I believe Miss Carter is out on a month-long vacation or something along those lines.
That's fine, but her client still needs to appear.
Agreed.
Jared, if you would call Webb, and do we have Washington as well, by chance? Sarah?
No.
Jared, if you would call Webb and Washington for me. Do I have a motion on Washington as well?
Yes, Judge. State also moves for bond forfeiture on Washington.
Thank you.
And then what about you got Washington here? Denver, Washington, Denver, Washington, Denver, Washington. Come on, Lee. All right, sir, you're gonna have a seat in that first chair right over there.
Who do we have there, Jared?
We have Mr. Webb sitting right in front of the computer, and Dedrick Washington was no response at 309.
Okay. Mr. Webb, your attorney will not be appearing today. It's my understanding she's out of the country. Your next court date is April 2nd. It's another status hearing via Zoom. You're free to go.
Thank you.
And Judge, a quick remark on that. Both Webb and Washington, they were set for a discovery compliance hearing, as I believe Ms. Carter has missed the last two. So I still haven't had the opportunity to hand over discovery that's pending in these cases. I believe it was set for a disco tomorrow. Seeing as she's not here, are we rolling that or are we just moving this to status?
No, I'll see Mr. Webb at the disco tomorrow. Let's see if Miss Carter can give us an update on when she's maybe going to come back.
Understood, Judge. Sounds good.
Free to go, Mr. Webb. See you tomorrow. And what was that time again, Jared? I'm sorry.
309, Judge.
309. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Yes, yes. Oh, I don't know. Hey, Judge, Mr. Webb was unsure what you said, what he had to do.
For tomorrow?
Some about tomorrow?
Yeah, you have a discovery compliance docket tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. It's in person in my courtroom.
Again, he's telling me also April 2nd.
Then something about April 2nd?
That's your next status hearing. So you've got a docket, you've got a hearing on tomorrow at 1:30 on the 3rd. Then you've got another status hearing on April 2nd. That's a via Zoom at 2:30.
All right, thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, Washington has a new $1,500 bond. Do we have any previous bond conditions on this case?
Yes, Judge. There are RUAs and shall commit no offense against the laws of this state or any other state. So state would request that conditions remain in place as well as your standard conditions, Judge.
All right, all previous bond conditions shall remain in place. And Mr. Chiata is nowhere to be seen. All right, let's move on to Moreno. Ms. Penman, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, y'all. How are you?
Very good. Let's go ahead and get started. We're on the record in 23 CCR 233325, State of Texas versus Nancy Moreno Braceno. Ms. Penman, if you would provide the court with a status update on this case.
Yes, Judge. So I'm filling in for Mr. Thiessen, and based on his notes, he said he has received some discovery and will be calling the client in to review what we have so far.
So he's received some discovery, but not all of it?
And that's what his notes say. I have texted him. He hasn't replied. I'm unsure of if there is anything missing. It just said received some discovery.
But you don't know what's missing.
I do not.
Okay. Because he appeared at the discovery compliance docket and said that all discovery was provided to him.
Okay, maybe he just didn't update his notes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully that's the case. Other than that, no other news, I guess, or no other updates?
Not from us, Judge, no.
All right. Next court setting is April 2nd. It's a follow-up status conference. It is via Zoom.
Okay, thank you so much. I got that, and I'll make sure to pass along the information to Mr. Thiessen so we know where we're at next time.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
You do the same.
Thank you.
Mr. Lee, you there? Why don't we go ahead and put Mr. Kleibert in the room?
Have a seat right there in that first chair.
Okay.
All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 233-457 and 458, State of Texas versus Michael Kleibert. Mr. Yavarino, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, John. How are you today?
I'm very good. You know, on
Good.
this case, there was some confusion earlier as to whether Mr. Furlano was the attorney on this matter or you were, because you didn't file a motion to sub. Luckily, I recognize your signature and saw it on the discovery compliance log.
Right. I've been on it for a while.
Yes.
Okay.
So
So we still got to do a motion. Is that what you're saying, John?
yeah, I tell you what. Well, I'll make a docket entry from today indicating that you are the attorney of record now, and Sarah will change it in the system as well. But give me an update on these cases. Let's start there.
I mean, I think we're almost to the point of where we can reach a compromise. We have the lab results. We have the discovery that we need. I've discussed the issues with Mr. Calvert. So I need to get together with the DA handling the case and just find a solution to the case.
Mr. Yavarino, is this your case? I mean, excuse me, Mr. Yavarino, Mr. O'Brien, is this your case?
Yes, Judge, it is.
I mean, you've got pretty much all the cases now in here, right?
I've got all the cases but DV. So yes, Judge, these are mine.
That's what I hear.
Okay. Well,
a bit
I tell you what,
overworked,
why don't y'all touch base and try to see if you can come to a resolution on this?
Yeah.
I know your next court setting is another status on 4/2, excuse me, April 2nd. So you've got some time to resolve this.
We do, but I think we'll be able to resolve it a bit faster than that. So I'm very optimistic that we'll do that.
All right, sounds good. I'll reach out to you, Frank.
All right,
Thanks,
and
appreciate that.
I'm creating a docket entry actually indicating that you are the attorney of record, Mr. Yavarino.
Last I check, I'm still good to go. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Happy New Year, by the way, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Mr. Lee, can you hear me? Mr. Lee, can you hear me?
Yes, Judge. Happy New Year. Good afternoon.
Happy New Year. All right, let's get started. We're on the record in 23 CCR 233-342, State of Texas versus Chen Lin. Mr. Lee, give me a status update on this case.
My clients accepted the offer to TRAS for Safe Start, and I've sent an email out to Peggy over the holidays to get that started. But I think Peggy was the message that I got that she was out of reach at the moment.
Okay. Well, why don't you send her another email today and see if you can't get that ball rolling. Next court date is April 2nd, but I'm hoping you can have it resolved before then.
I got you, Judge. I'll be more proactive. I apologize.
That's okay. No, I'm not telling you to bug her incessantly and email her every day, but a follow-up after the holidays might not be a bad idea.
Understood, Judge. I'll take care of it.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. You have a good one.
Maybe excuse?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't have Mr. Kiana. Is he in the courtroom? He was here earlier. I tried to bring him in. Sarah?
I have not heard otherwise. I do not see him in the waiting room. I'm not sure if he's in the courtroom.
Judge, he came by a little while ago. He has a hearing in Judge Hadamil's courtroom.
Okay.
I can try to text him, see if he can get on. Let me.
Yeah, see if you can jump on real quick, Jared.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We do need to cover Lujan. Do you see Lujan in the waiting room?
No, and I have not heard from Miss Marino either.
State.
State moves for bond forfeiture, Judge.
Jared, when you get done with that text, if you would call Robert Lujan as well outside 3 times. Mr. O'Brien, are you going to get any help with all these cases?
Hey, I'm asking for it, but we'll see. I guess there hasn't been much applications for Fort Bend as of late. So once we get a good candidate, I assume I'll then get some help.
I would like the record to reflect that I did take a file off of Gavin's desk earlier today.
And she came and gave me another one, but you know, what goes around comes around.
Hey, Judge, no response for Mr. Lujan at 3:20.
320. Thank you. New bond set in the amount of 1,500.
Yes, Judge.
We have prior bond conditions as well. All prior bond conditions shall remain in place.
Sounds perfect, Judge.
We got Blue.
And then Geraldo Rodriguez.
Is David Chiata available?
Sarah, do you see a Rodriguez in the waiting room?
No, sir. Or Mr. Diaz.
Jared, if you would call Geraldo Rodriguez Jr. 3 times, please. Oh, well, state
He moves for bond forfeiture, Judge.
Jumping ahead of myself.
All right, cool. Let's take care of him, and then I'm gonna tell him that you're. Okay, cool. Right over here, sir. Okay, Mr. Rodriguez is here, and David Chiata is logging onto his computer right outside the courtroom.
Mr. Rodriguez, is your attorney going to join us? Have you spoken to him?
No, sir, I haven't.
Okay.
I can give you a brief update, Judge, if you would like.
No, I'd rather his attorney be present. Hold on 1 second.
Understood.
Mr. Rodriguez, your next court setting is March 28th at 9 a.m. It's in person. We'll see you then. You're free to go.
All right, thank you, sir.
Sounds like
All right, Mr. Chiata, you there?
Yes, Judge, sorry, I just finished. I'm actually sitting in the hallway now. Apologize for that.
That's all right. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and start with Jose Campos first. Let me get him in. All right, he's here. We're on the record in 23 CCR 232549, State of Texas versus Jose Campos. Mr. Chiata, proceed.
Judge, we've got all the discovery in this case. There is a felony out of this that is first degree felony that we are trying to resolve first. So, you set us as you feel appropriate, but I just wanted to let you know that's what's going on in this case.
Okay. Well, your next court setting is on April 2nd. It's another status conference with a pretrial on July 18th. So we've got some time to try to figure things out with the felony.
All right.
All right. Mr. Campos, you're free to go. We're on the record in 22 CCR 228862, State of Texas versus Basker Selwyn. Mr. Chiata, give me an update on this case.
Judge, in this one, we have all the discovery. Ms. Chapa emailed me this morning. I replied this afternoon. I'm not sure we're going to be able to reach a resolution on this case. At least that's what it appears right now.
Ms. Chop, anything you want to add?
No, Judge, just that I was gonna follow back up with him so we could talk more about it and see if we can come to something. But that's where we're at.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Kiana, his next court date is March 28th. It's a pretrial conference that is in person.
Yes, sir. We'll be there.
All right. Very good. Y'all are free to go.
Thank you, Judge, and I apologize for the delay.
That's okay.
Thank you.
And Nyla George will be dismissed, correct?
Yes, Judge, I emailed Sarah the dismissal earlier.
All right. That concludes our docket.
Judge, Mr. Ashford said that, Mr. Ybarra was trying to log on. I just saw him in the waiting room and then it went away.
Mr. Ashford, you there? Mr. Ashford, are you there? You're muted.
Yes, Mr. Ibarra should be on now. I was helping him to register, and he said that he sees you.
I see him. He's here. I don't know if he can hear us. His audio is not connected. Why was he late?
I had to walk him through the registration process. He says he wasn't understanding how to operate the Zoom.
All right.
And I would, of course, move to. I was saying I would, of course, move to reinstate his bond. The screen that he was describing to me, I don't know how he got on that screen, and so I had to have him exit out and then re-register. And as you said, he's still not getting the audio, so he probably can't hear us. But
Tell you what I'll do. I'll withdraw the KPS and reinstate the bond on Ybarra. Next docket he's got is March 28th. That's in person, so he shouldn't have any issues and he should be on time.
okay. I will let him know.
Very good. Y'all are free to go. Thank you.
All right, thank you.